what's up? It's Stacey Storino. Welcome back to my channel, the #1 place for entrepreneur moms with a digital presence in 2020. In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to be successful as an entrepreneur mom. And lots of mamas like you need help because of the urge to engage in self-sabotage and or the struggle that you may have going on consciously, subconsciously, or both when it comes to imposter syndrome. But you know what? I'm going to try to go at this a different way than maybe you're used to so that it's giving you a fresh perspective, hits home for you, and makes a difference. If you're someone who tends to start things off with a bang, and then, well, the going gets tough, and it's hard to keep going, well then this video that's part of my 31-day 2020 Entrepreneur Mom Reboot series is just for you. So make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to get real-world help that entrepreneur moms like you need to succeed with your business's presence online today. 2020 Entrepreneur Mom, let's learn how to be successful even when it's hard. Even when you're balancing way more as an entrepreneur mom than a garden variety entrepreneur guy or girl who either has no kids or someone else is doing the lion's share of the work in connection with them. You've got double the responsibilities and double the challenges, and I acknowledge that. But when you have to sell yourself on the concept of success because the going's gotten even tougher than it normally does for you, well, I've got a mind hack that should help you through, mama. Therefore, if you want to get serious in 2020 and work your business like a business, because then it's more likely to pay you like a business, then you want to watch all of this series. Otherwise, if you treat your business like a hobby, it'll pay you like a hobby, even if it pays you or is profitable at all. So over the course of this 31-day series, I'll show you how to do everything from psych out self-sabotage to dealing with hardcore rejection. You'll learn how to get out of your comfort zone, and you'll also learn how to select a network, even from scratch, that won't just benefit you professionally, but personally too. If you missed the last video, you should watch it because I shared with you how to plan your life in much the same way as a smart gardener tends her garden in real life. If you've ever just not really connected with the idea, conceptually, of having a plan for things, personally, professionally, or both, well, that video's got a really good metaphor for you that will come in handy. So make sure you check that video out. But here, we're talking about how to be successful as an entrepreneur mom, which isn't always easy to do. I acknowledge you, because you likely are doing everything or nearly everything on your own, personally, professionally, or both. So I gotta say, I hear you. I'm on the same journey you are. I have a family of my own with a house of my own to run to. I've done a video covering ways to brainstorm assistance in a way that is realistic under your circumstances, where you can amass a dream team to help you no matter how much or how little money you've got going on. So make sure you check that video out too. But when it comes to learning how to be successful as an entrepreneur mom, one stumbling block a lot of my students have is they have a tendency to engage in self-sabotage and or they struggle with imposter syndrome under the best of circumstances. And when things get challenging in a personal way, professional way, or both, well, the urge and the struggle, that all gets worse. When your inner critic, that negative Nelly chatterbox of yours, comes out to play, it's hard to just sell that critic on your why, the importance of your niche's why, or your goals and the corresponding plan to achieve those goals. What if you've done all of the hard work, you've laid down the foundation for your success on all fronts, and you still find yourself drowning in laundry, dirty dishes, and crying kiddos, or you've got that under control, but you're still finding yourself undermining your own efforts, you're concerned, right? You've done the work and still you're losing out. Well, you have the right to be concerned, Mama. I'm not trying to trivialize your struggle, but if you don't get your inner critic under control, the odds of you engaging in self-sabotaging behavior as it relates to the plans necessary to achieve your goals, personally, professionally, or both, well, the odds of the negative behaviors only going to increase over time until it's nearly impossible for you to gain traction again. And we don't want that, Mama. So, you have to keep moving forward when changing your life for the better, and that includes selling your inner critic on the healthy odds of achieving your why and your ability to serve the why of your niche. How? Pretend that your inner critic, your subconscious mind, if you will, is a customer at a direct sales party, let's say, and you're the sales consultant. Seriously, stick with me here. Now, in this scenario, it's your job to sell her, your inner critic, on the concept of success and how it's supposed to play out in your life. Now, keep in mind, if you've been following along in this series, you've set SMART goals that, as you've made them, have transformed into concrete plans. If you've skipped that video in this series, you can check it out right here. In the meantime, if you've done this work, you can have very concrete plans and many short-term goals that serve as the rungs on the success ladder you've set up for yourself and your business, with the long-term goals at the top of the ladder, which, as you achieve more of the short-term goals, your ability to achieve those bigger, hairier, and in some ways scarier long-term goals really does increase. And if you've got that success ladder all set up, everything written down or otherwise recorded in a medium that's best for you, well, it's hard when you revisit all of this to really feel that your plans are airy-fairy or foo-foo or impossible to achieve. So soak all of this stuff in as product training, if you will, for the job you have to sell your inner critic on the concept of your very realistic odds of becoming increasingly successful over time. Remember, doing all of this work in advance pays dividends, especially at times like this. If you make your plans and goals believable for where you currently are, very detailed and very concrete, then your inner critic or subconscious mind will be better able to process it as achievable. Then you're able to stay the course, achieving one short-term goal at a time as you continuously scale to the top of that success ladder. This is why having a daily goal-keeping ritual like my 10-minute one is so critical. It ingrains believability and achievability into your daily mindset until you're practically bored by what used to scare you silly. Of course, I've done a video on this 10-minute ritual. That's one of the best success insurance policies around and costs you nothing. So please check that video out. If your inner critic or subconscious mind starts whining about how hard or painful working on a particular goal will be, specifically sell her on your why and on the why of the niche you've selected and care about a lot, and review how it'll improve your life and the life of your ideal customers as you're living in harmony with your personal and professional whys. Now, if you've ever done direct sales before, I have, you know that there are going to be objections usually that your potential customer is going to throw down. But here's a trick to sell your inner critic, your tough customer, on the concept of your success. If that negative Nelly objects to your sales pitch, sell to her by reinforcing within yourself the awesomeness of your why, employing all 5 senses as you make your pitch. And stick with me while I do this because I promise you this works, and I'll explain why in a minute. Now, to reinforce the concept of your why success needs to be a definitive outcome for you, flesh out the following. What will living more in harmony with your why look like as you achieve more and more of your goals? What will it feel like? What will it sound like? What will it, wait a minute, what will it smell or taste like? Now, don't laugh. Here's an example of how this all plays out. When I think of living more and more with my why, it looks like I'm living somewhere tropical, palm trees and all. I feel the warmth of the sun on my skin and the soothing water that I'm swimming in, knowing I won't encounter cold or snow or ice anymore. For me, yuck. I can smell the saltiness of the sea and the beach and the freshness of the air. I hear the crashing waves in the wind as it gently whispers through the palm fronds, and I'm tasting a truly resplendent cocktail with a perky little umbrella floating around in it once I'm out of the water and working on my laptop, doing exactly the kind of work I'm doing now, creating content to help other entrepreneur moms live their dreams personally and professionally too. See? Now, go over your goals, both short-term and long-term, and lock as much of the 5 senses into what's currently going on and what will go on in the future as you keep achieving your goals by persistently and consistently working your plans. Go over it chapter and verse just like you'd review a contract with a client, an order form with a customer. Be thorough. You're selling yourself just like you'd sell them on all of the cool reasons why they should carry through with their purchase. Now, if while you sell to your inner critic, she locks up and she calculates what working on these plans to achieve these goals are going to cost her, then you cross-sell her big time. What? In sales, when you're cross-selling, you're encouraging your customer to add something else onto her order that complements what she's already out to buy. And as she starts feeling anxiety about making the purchase, you load on more goodness, more benefits, more fun, and then she purchases your entire solution set that will either solve her problems or address her deep-seated desires, or both. When you do that, you sell her on the entire set until she happily agrees to the add-on or add-ons and completes her purchase. This happens literally and figuratively, mama. But how to do this figuratively on yourself so that you now know how to be successful no matter how unrealistic everything initially seemed to you, hence you feel imposter syndrome, and or no matter how hard everything seemed to initially be, hence you engage in self-sabotage. You know your own situation best, so this will vary, but I'll give you an example to help you along. Perhaps your why includes weight loss goals, which in turn requires workouts. Ew, your inner critic will tell you that workouts stink because they lead to blood, sweat, tears, a whole lot of discomfort. Well, in that case, you can focus on all of the obvious benefits of losing weight, feeling great, and getting healthier so you can live longer with a better quality of life. That's the selling part of the equation, but you add on the fact that you can get cool new workout gear, a fresh pair of sneakers, you can drink tasty, healthy smoothies that you already like, but you can now have more of. That's the cross-selling part of the equation. And voila, that can do the trick. Then you get in your own way less and less as you work on yourself more and more. So how to be successful? Sure, know your why, the why of your niche, so you actually create products and offer services that they will definitely buy, especially because your marketing messaging will wrap up all of the benefits that they seek to further their why. Sure, you set goals that transform easily into plans. Sure, you have long-term goals and short-term goals, etc. But you have to have a way to sell yourself on success so that you can actually be successful right where you are, because you have a better attitude and beatitude right where you are, with the ability to get that second wind and sell yourself on and continuously commit and recommit to your plans and goals. What I want you to come away from this video with is that despite all of the dual challenges that you'll have because of the dual responsibilities you take on as both an entrepreneur and a mother, you'll have double the reasons to quit, and that won't lead to success. So if you've laid down the proper foundation by following through on every suggestion I make in every video in this series, well, you can continuously build the house of success, even if you have to resell yourself on success on a persistent and consistent basis along the way. But maybe the Jedi mind trick of selling and cross-selling yourself on success can help to make the struggle a little less hard along the way. Now, make sure that you hit that notification bell, because in the next video of this series, I'll share with you how to control your calendar to definitely improve your life. You've got dual responsibilities. Well, you've taken on double the entries in your calendar, I'm sure. If you get overwhelmed, this next video should take a lot of the sting out of it so that you can more successfully conquer that overwhelm, because a greater sense of control really is only a few clicks away. So if you're interested in learning about all of that, make sure you hit that notification bell so that you can follow along with that video and the entire series. In the meantime, make sure you check out these two awesome videos as well. I talk a lot about social media, content marketing, entrepreneurship for moms who have to juggle home and business, online marketing, so many different topics. So make sure you're also checking out these two videos as well. And also, if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel a lot when you do this. So I'd highly appreciate it. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.